That's right. You heard me, kids. Don't smoke weed, kids. Don't you dare smoke any weed, or I'll have to put my clown wig back on and become Dan, the bodybuilder from Thailand. Evil clown version again. The one from Jeff Nippard's Nightmares. So, speaking of Jeff Nippard, you know, Jason Blaha released a video today about how Jeff Nippard smokes weed. And he was releasing a video talking about how, these guys claim natural, but they use recreational drugs. So they say, I'm a natural bodybuilder. But these same guys that are so pure that they won't use something that will make them make more money, make their career advance. They're too pure for that, but they'll use recreational drugs. So, you know what? I made that video about Jeff Nippard, and you know what? It's true, just like I said. And then he goes and makes that video. So just calling him like I see him. Calling him like I see him. Some guy's been commenting on my channel. Don't say nothing good about Jason Blaha. You know what? Just hear me out. Hear me out. I call it like I see it, okay? So I don't adhere to any specific party or group. I am impartial. So yeah, he's done a bunch of stupid shit, okay? Yes. He's done a bunch of stuff on the internet that's like totally unexplainable, okay? So, calling it like I see it, okay? And then the other bit is that he's also exposed a lot of people in the fitness industry, and a lot of the stuff that he says is insider knowledge on the fitness industry that is true. He was one of the first people that started talking about how like there's a lot of like how gays really like bodybuilders, okay? So I get emails on Instagram every day from gay people asking me to send me my underwear, send them my underwear, and for money, okay? And the answer is always no, okay? But that's a real thing. Like I just posted this thing on my Instagram story today because one, his name, what was his username? It was Waitboy, B-O-I, Waitboy666. He sent me this message that was like, your juicy lats are just more surface area for me to plant kisses upon or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? And so that's me, okay? So imagine these guys that are like superstars, right? Like bodybuilding fitness industry superstars with like 2 or 3 million subscribers and shit like that, right? You have to imagine what's on the table there, right? Because right now, if I accepted all these offers for my underwear, I'd be a fucking millionaire. So, you know, my underwear aren't for sale. My used underwear, they're not for sale. FYI, people. So, I'm going to call it like I see it on this one too, because people were saying, so you know that I've trained with the pros at Gold's Gym Venice, right? I'm friends with some of the pros down there, stay at some of their houses, and train with the pros. Aaron Reed invites me down there. I go stay with Aaron Reed. He's a personal friend of mine. Very trustworthy guy. Aaron Reed, that's another guy that you can turn to for solid advice. He's not going to jerk you around. Here's another guy that you can turn to for solid advice. Kevin Dal Zufo, okay? I have one video of him with him on my YouTube. He's a French bodybuilder that I met in Thailand. He's from France. So, that's another guy. You can look him up. He has a YouTube channel, and he also has an Instagram, Kevin Dal Zufo. He's another guy that will not jerk you around, okay? So if you want to know actual bodybuilding, because you know how I say it, is I don't paint any pretty pictures or anything like that. I just say it like it is. So he's another guy that's like that. Okay, and he's a personal friend. Him and Aaron Reed, and also Vigorous Steve. So 3 guys you guys can go to, and they're not going to jerk you around. Okay? Somebody says my connection. Let me check on that. Alright, I'm just gonna keep going because no one else has said anything. So, FYI, people, when I have been training with the pros at Gold's Gym Venice, a common practice is to smoke cannabis pre-workout, okay? And this is not a new thing, okay? This has been going on since the 50s, and this can be confirmed by Rick Drayson, who is one of the best resources for bodybuilding on the internet. And Rick Drayson was one of Arnold's old training partners. He used to pick Arnold up and take Arnold to breakfast in the gym at Gold's Gym back in the 70s. So he has a YouTube channel and he talks about this, about how they also would smoke weed pre-workout, okay? And the guys at Gold's Gym Venice, Venice Beach, where the pros are today, at Gold's Gym Venice Beach, they are doing that. Not all of them, but a substantial of them. So this is a pre-workout that actually works, okay? I'm not saying it's healthy, but I'm telling you that it has applications in bodybuilding and it's utilized by the top pros and always has been. So, like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell it like it is. So this is a fact. So everyone has to deal with it. So what it does is it makes you more sensitive because it shuts out your peripheral vision. Yes, marijuana, cannabis, weed is a good pre-workout. And it's a pre-workout that's been being used by pro bodybuilders from the 50s until now. Okay, so I'm telling you something that's just the way it is this is a thing. Smoking weed pre-workout. Okay, so what it does is it blocks your peripheral vision, okay? And it makes you more tunnel vision so that you can only you're kind of like just concentrating on one thing, whatever's right in front of you. And you're more likely to not be aware of what's happening right outside, just number one, right in front of your vision, okay? So since you're like that in this, I guess it's kind of more of a trance state or a focus state. It can enhance focus because you are more concentrated on one thing. And so sensations are also more, they're more heavily perceptive. Like taste is more, it's amplified, okay? And so another thing is that the feelings of your muscles, they're more sensitive, and the feeling of the weights being on them and them bearing the load and stretching and flexing, they are more sensitive. And then that combined with that ability to just focus on one thing, because it blocks your peripheral vision, so you're more just focusing on only one specific thing at a time. It's hard to multitask on marijuana. So that combined with the more sensitive feelings in your muscles, okay? So people say the mind-muscle connection doesn't work. Okay, yeah, that's so not true for the goals of what most of you have, okay? For building the strongest, most functional body, the mind-muscle connection doesn't really matter. But for most of what most of you guys are doing, and for myself too, is you want to be manipulating the proportions of your body, okay? So in that case, you want to be making sure that on each exercise, the target muscle is the main primary mover. Because on a lot of exercises, that compound exercises, that absolutely may not be the case for you, okay? And so If you have this tunnel vision going on from having smoked cannabis, and you have this increased focus and sensitivity on what you're doing, and this increased awareness or ability to feel your muscles and the weights being loaded onto them, and then them stretching and then flexing and contracting, okay, enhances that ability to do that, okay? So this is a thing that is done. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that I did it today. I did it today, guys. But don't do it if you're a kid. And the guys at Gold's Gym Venice have been doing it since the 50s and continue to do it today. So that's a thing. And Jeff Nippard does it. All right, so now that I'm done with that, I saw a lot of comments flying up, but had to keep my focus on what I was talking about so I wouldn't get distracted, but I will look back now, okay? All right. What's up, Darren? What's up, Zigaton? What's up, Ving? What's up, James? What's up, Brian Moore? He says, absolutely, I took my pre-workout to a new level. I don't care what anyone says. I will bring through brutal workouts, especially if it's a sativa. Okay, yeah, I think you're getting that tunnel vision effect. That tunnel vision effect where it's like you can, I think it's kind of like a hypnotic, because it makes you more able to focus, okay? Focus, that's what meditation is. Meditation, focus, one thing at a time. It blocks your peripheral vision. Blocks your peripheral vision. You're not as aware of the things around you. You're only aware of one thing at a time, what you're focused on. And then, of course, it has bad things too. So, cannabis is an androgen receptor blocker. Cannabis is an androgen receptor blocker. But you guys didn't want to hear that if you like to smoke cannabis. But it's a fact. So again, I don't sugarcoat anything. So I've personally seen studies where they had androgen receptor tissue, okay? And also it was cut from human testicles. And they put it was not actual it was not THC, right? It was it was synthetic. They had produced it in the lab. It wasn't the actual plant, okay? But they produced the THC in the lab. They put it in, okay? And it blocked the androgen receptor in the testicles and made it so that the dihydrotestosterone, which is super strong, could not bind with it, okay? So I'm not saying that it's going to bind every single one in your body, because it absolutely doesn't. Obviously, steroids do still work if you smoke cannabis. But you know how a lot of guys say, oh, like I got gyno when I was a teenager from smoking weed. I got gynecomastia, bitch tits. A lot of guys say that. And they say, oh, weed is estrogenic. So, no, it's not actually estrogenic. What it is it's an androgen receptor blocker, right? So, let's say maybe they were blocking up, they were a really heavy teenage smoker, and, maybe blocked up 20% of their androgen receptors, okay? So now, if they're in puberty and they got a lot of testosterone going on, that means that they've also got a lot of estrogen going on, because they're going to have a lot of aromatization, okay? And if some of their androgen receptors are blocked, then they can't exert their masculine effects and protect you from those estrogenic effects. Yeah, so EJ's guitar, he says, I just vape, that's it, and play guitar. Increases focus. Absolutely, so many musicians. So many musicians. And you know what I love to do is I love to watch these guys that are musicians back from the 80s, the 70s, the early 90s, these rock stars, and hear what they say about what they were doing when they were recording their music and like what kind of stuff they were using, you know? Because a lot of them, you know, they'll say like, oh yeah, I was smoking cannabis when I was in the studio, recording those songs. You know, and you're like, really? And you find out also what like world leaders are taking, what kind of drugs they are taking, you know, like the elites. What kind of drugs are they taking? A lot of them are taking stuff. It's really wild when you find out this stuff. You see some of their medical histories that get released, you know, what they're using to help themselves perform at such a high level, because, you know, like I say, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I'm on performance enhancing drugs, and I'll shout that in the gym right now. I'm not trying to hide it, okay? So, you know, I use testosterone, injectable testosterone, okay? So, that's something I am doing to performance enhance myself, and politicians have their own things that they use. A lot of them use amphetamines. And not just politicians, but like Bay Area, Silicon Valley engineers, stockbrokers, Wall Street guys, a lot of people, high-functioning people, are using things to enhance their performance, calling it like it is. Yeah, George Lynch trying to do yours, Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, I'm gonna record Van Halen tomorrow, so you guys will see. Been practicing over the weekend, so you guys will see a nice new Van Halen guitar cover. Not a new guitar. It will be on my fucking sick pink guitar that I had painted. It used to be black, but I changed that. I changed it to pink because I think it suits me. I think it suits my play, my way, my style. Yeah, Brian said, I think that I made it clear that you don't want to look like a swimmer. AAS is the key. And I would actually argue that if you want, a lot of guys that start going to the gym, they actually want to have a muscular, lean body, okay? They don't necessarily want to be like so big, right? They just want to look like muscular and lean. Swimming is a better workout for you, man, for your goals, if you're not going to use steroids. Because in order to get big at the gym, anabolics are essential. I'm sorry, but there is no alternative. So you're going to end up not looking muscular, but looking puffy. If you want a picture of what like really awesome natural bodybuilding looks like, true natural bodybuilding, look up Eugene Sandow. He's the guy that the Sandow Trophy and the Mr. Olympia is named after, okay? He was a bodybuilder. He had barbells and everything, dumbbells. He's an awesome bodybuilder, great genetics from the early 1900s, okay? And he's a natural bodybuilder. He has an amazing natural physique, okay? So that's natural bodybuilding. Other things that you see are not natural bodybuilding, okay? So that's somebody with great genetics, natural bodybuilding champion, right there. All right, Eugene Sandow. So, my advice to you, if you don't want to use anabolics, is to not go to the gym and do weightlifting. My advice is to take up swimming, because you will become lean and muscular, and you'll have a body that other people see it and go, I want to look like that. All right? So that's what a lot of you guys that want to be natural and want to go to the gym, the outcome is because you want a lot of guys' reasons why is because they want, and this is a great reason, this is a fine reason. They want to have a body that people say they want to feel good about it, and they want people to admire their hard work, and say, that's a body that I would like to have when they see them. And so the best route to that, if you're not going to use anabolics, is to take up swimming. I'm dead serious. I am not pulling you around right now. I am not jerking you around. That is the most direct path. If you want to have a big body that people say, I want to have that. I want to look like that. You're forced to use anabolics. And look at some questions again. Yeah, guys. Growth. So, a lot of people say like trend and stuff like that, right? So, the main one, okay, that makes you look really good and has the big time cosmetic effect, okay, with it just makes you look better and it doesn't cause side effects. Is growth hormone, or the combination of a TRT dose of testosterone with pharmaceutical growth hormone at about 4 IUs per day. That is the winning combination where you don't even really need trenbolone, or a lot of guys will just put in a little bit of Anavar, or maybe sometimes they take a little bit of Winstrol, and I'm talking like 30 to 40 milligrams a day with like 250 milligrams testosterone per week and 4 IUs human growth hormone per day. A lot of guys that aren't big, but they have bodies that look out of this world. That's the combination that produces the look that you're seeing. And I discuss all this in my book, Ultimate Guide to Roids. I'm going to put the link to it where you guys can get it down in the comments of this video after I'm done. I am very proud of that book. So I really worked on it very hard, and I stand by that book. I stand by the things that I said in it, and even if they are shocking, and even if they are make people mad, it doesn't matter, okay? I stand by that, and I put my face and I put my name on the things that I say in that book. So, it is what it is. All right? So I talk about, like, what it is that people are doing. And, some people asked me recently, they said, what do you think about Eric Konevsky's cycle? And I said, that's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I would have said. That's exactly what I said he was using. He was using like 3.5 grams of testosterone per week with like 1.5 grams of other stuff and like 1 gram a week of trenbolone. Yeah. That's exactly what I would have predicted. If you guys would have showed me his picture and said, what is he on? That's what I would have said. He's using a bunch of growth hormone too. Okay? And I talk about that in the book. It's really funny because right in the book, just say it right now, I said that in order to be competitive in pro bodybuilding, you have to use between 2,500 milligrams and 5,000 milligrams of testosterone per week, non-negotiable. That's not changing. That's the reality. A lot of guys use more. Those are the minimum dosages if you have the best genetics. Yeah, right. Mike, if you like my old videos, man, I swear, man, my book, because I swear I was thinking about you guys while I was writing this. This is what I've said before. I'm repeating this because I'm just saying it, man. I was sitting there on my computer. I was talking to some of my friends, talking to some of my friends that you guys know. You know, like, yeah, I'm in these coffee shops and writing this book, man. And I'm like I'm in this shit. I'd be in that Starbucks all day, typing that shit out. And I'd be plotting releasing this book and like all the stuff that's happened since, you know, like all the videos that have happened. And it's been kind of like a wave of commotion or something that's happened a bit since the book has been released, which has been great. And you know, I have had a whole plan, the whole plan that I have. Pretty funny. But yeah, it was a pleasure writing the book. Sometimes long sessions got hard, you know, like 6 or 7 hours or so, just typing away, writing away. But there's 109 pages of just packed information. And it's the kind of information that, like, I'm not just writing it like it's like a freaking from a science book. It's like I'm putting it into my words, and I'm talking to you the way that would make you understand it in real life. Like, it's not like a science book. Like, it has scientific information, but it reads like a novel. Like, even someone that doesn't want to use it, but they just like wanted to know about it and actually have real information from real people that have used it, not just reading like some dog shit study or something and being like, this is the way it is. You know, that's what the book does. That's what I would say. I would say that, like, you know, I think it should be, if it was me in the world, I would be like, it should sell at least like 10 million copies. That's my opinion. I'm not kidding. That is my opinion. That's how many I think it should sell. Let me read some of the comments. Andy Oriana says, I enjoy the audio files from the book. It adds a more personal touch to the book. Get to hear the emotion in your voice about certain topics. Laughing my ass off. I'm glad you like the audio files, Andy. Yeah, you know, I had fun recording those, you know? I was reading the book, and yeah, like you said, I got to add a bit of a personal touch. You know, you can hear, you know, my actual voice and some of my true intentions, I guess, more behind what I'm saying or what I'm writing. I think reading the book is good too, or both. You could, like, so if you want when you download it on the eJunkie link, you download the book, right? And then it gives you like my email, or you can hit me up here or on Instagram, I guess, and tell me that you want the audio files, because they're big, you know, because I'm reading for like 7 hours. So I will send them over to your email, okay? If you want to get the audio files. No, I wasn't high writing. Somebody said, TRT for Life said, so when you're interviewed years from now, will you say you're high writing the book in the coffee shop? No, I was sober. That's when I was living in East LA for the most part. And I was definitely 100% sober while I was writing the book, because that meant something to me, man. That meant something to me, because I'm about putting my, I'm saying to you right now that I put my like honor behind that book, okay? So that meant something to me. So I did whatever was necessary, you know. And this doesn't just include, this includes anything, okay? I did whatever was necessary to make that thing kick ass. So whatever was necessary, I did it. No exceptions. Number one priority in my life when I was making it. It was the number one priority in my life. Becoming the Bull. I have not read it, but I'm telling you, yeah, I talk about prolactin in the book, Brian, and if it isn't enough though, what I want you to know is that the social aspect of doing this, the social media thing, that's my favorite part about it, okay? So if for some reason you read the book and you have more questions, I want you to ask me more, and I want to help expand our collective knowledge base. So yeah, talks about prolactin. Hope. Is it on? It is on. I think I'm gonna have to like restart it. Something happened. All right, I fixed it. I fixed it. Yeah, that was a pain in my ass just now. I don't know what happened. Okay, awesome news for you guys is I will be reading the book 1984 to you. I will be reading the book 1984 by George Orwell to you. So we're going to be making some videos, and I'm going to be reading it chapter by chapter because it is very relevant to today's world. It's very relevant. Very, very relevant. So it's good for us to all be informed. George Orwell was ahead of his time and made a lot of good predictions. And it's a good book, so we're going to read it together. So be looking for those videos. Yeah, somebody said growth MK677 did not do what growth did for me. Yeah. Okay, so this is the thing with MK677, and I made a video on it. So you can look for that if you want to see it. It might be on the Bodybuilding Knowledge Bar channel though. Is that with MK677, it doesn't have a cosmetic effect, for number one. It doesn't have a cosmetic effect like growth hormone has. So growth hormone has a very freaky cosmetic effect, okay? It really promotes like a freaky, boxy, defying gravity, muscles projecting outwards from the center of the body type of look. Very boxy. And MK677 absolutely does not do that. It just doesn't do that. But I do think, if you're able to keep your appetite under control, or I think it can help you lose fat. And I think it can help you lose fat if you're taking like a really strong anabolics with it. You absolutely have to take anabolics with it for it to work. And then the other thing would be that, it helps you, like there are studies of it where it doubles your growth hormone on the first day at 25 milligrams per day. So it doesn't even take any time to kick in. The MK677, there are scientific studies with human subjects where the first day that they take 25 milligrams, it doubles their growth hormone and IGF-1 levels, okay? So it does work. And, if you have double your growth hormone and IGF-1 levels, okay, that's double, okay? So like what if you double your testosterone? Well, that's quite a big effect, it's not the same as like injecting it, because like MK677 is the same as like HCG or like Nolvadex or Clomid. Like, those will double your testosterone levels. They will. They'll make you have very high testosterone, but is it anything like actually injecting testosterone? No, it's nothing like it. And that's the same thing with MK677 and growth hormone. Does HCG work for increasing your testosterone? Yes, it works. Is it anything like injecting testosterone? No. Okay, so you gotta have realistic expectations. Realistic expectations. I took some MK677 today. Just FYI. Just FYI, I took some today. I took 30 milligrams. So the testing that's been done on it, it shows that 25 milligrams, it doubles your growth hormone. And then they did more testing at 50 milligrams with humans. And when they did it at 50 milligrams per day, it only increased it like 25% more than having 25 milligrams did. So absolutely, that showed that the best bang for your buck is 25 milligrams. That's where it's the maximum effective dosage, where you get a good balance between, I guess, the minimum and maximum effective dosage, where you get the maximal effect with the least amount of the drug. So that's MK677. Look at a couple of these comments. Yeah, MK677, somebody said they don't want to jump straight to growth hormone. So what it does is it makes your pituitary gland work harder. Shoots up more growth hormone. Growth hormone puts growth hormone in your body from an outside source. Yeah. All right. How long have I been here? I've been here doing cardio for 40 minutes. So, okay, let's do 4 more minutes, and yeah, let's talk for 4 more minutes. So it goes to my cardio for 45 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, peptides generally increase appetite. Yeah. So does testosterone. You guys like that video on testosterone and anabolic steroids that increase appetite the other day? I hope you liked that. Because, like I said, recently, after a long 3-month cruise on 250 milligrams test, dropped out test for a couple weeks, took some SARMs, some Turinabol, and some Winstrol, no testosterone. Didn't like it. I like testosterone because it just like makes you stronger. Like everything about you becomes stronger. Like your ability to heal your muscles, your ability to prevent yourself from becoming hurt and injured. Your ability to just like go longer when things are hard and just not stop. Like it truly makes you a stronger human being. Like it truly does. It's a huge advantage to take it. That's why I take it. Because it's a huge advantage. It's insane. So, yeah, it's like I can protect myself from being injured because, like under strain, you know, like you know how when you're natural, sometimes when you're lifting, it feels like you're gonna like rip your body apart, and like yeah, it still kind of does feel like that to me sometimes when I'm lifting really heavy, but it's not in the same way where like week after week I feel like I'm getting more and more broken down. Like when I'm natural, it's more like I will feel like that maybe once in a blue moon, but for the most part, my muscles just feel more like steel fiber cords. Obviously, they still can rip. Lots of people tear muscles, but I never have torn one. I could one day. It's a risk I'm taking. But I try to do what I can to minimize that risk as much as possible. But yeah, the testosterone helps minimize that risk. The actual fibers of the muscles become just more resistant to like being strained or like overstressed. They can just do more or just tiny bits of rest, like maybe even just 1 second or 2 seconds waiting in the stretch position. When you're on testosterone, you can like even just like recover a little bit and like do more. Like, and then like I said, like your skin grows faster, your hair grows faster, you get hungrier, you become, physically stronger. You're able to concentrate and like force your will in one area of your life, like more effectively and with more like singularity of focus. It makes your nonverbal communication different to some effect. Makes you look different, makes your face look different. Like, it has so many advantages. It's like, that's what I was saying. Like, what fucking company has any incentive to tell you that, what I just now told you? Like, they're not making any money off of that. No one's making any money off of that. That's why you don't hear people talk like that. And it's also politically incorrect. So, testosterone is not a good thing. It's not cool in society. That's not cool to take testosterone. That's not acceptable. So, no one has any incentive ever to tell you anything like that. But what I just now told you is fucking true. It's a serum. It's a serum. It makes you stronger and more able to direct your energy and go after what you want. It just does. So, it is a massive, massive advantage in life to be using injectable testosterone. It's politically incorrect to say, but it's true. I'm out of here. That was the 5 minutes. Bye-bye, guys. Just dropping nuclear truth bombs. Just like Ultimate Guide to Roids. Check this out, baby. Check this out. Front double biceps. Shit. Testosterone. Just like I was saying. Testosterone. Yeah. I fucking love it. Fucking love testosterone.